Hello. So this is just a message, Mother Earth's messages. These are teachings and visions and channelings that I receive from Mother Earth when I'm in nature, sometimes when I'm not in nature. And this is the 7th one. This is about some experiences I had in botanical gardens and how we make gardens and put that all together. So earlier this year I was in Tasmania and I had some spare time, so I was like, oh, I'll go to the botanical garden. And I did. And as I was walking around the botanical garden, I got very sad because not only did they have a segregation of the plants, so they had like European plants here, African plants there, native plants over there. I felt really sad because I felt it so segregated. It was like as if we were in a zoo, you know, and the reptiles are here and the mammals are there and the fish are there. And it's like, if we bring that to a human level, it's like, oh, we put the blacks there, we put the white there, we put the Indians there, and it's not cool. I didn't like that, and that made me sad. Realizing that, it made me sad. And so I was walking along and I was getting even sadder because I was looking at some of the trees and some of they had name tags, right? All these different plants and trees had name tags. So that made me sad because it makes me think about the numbers on, prisoners, oh, you're tagged and labeled. That's your number. That's, what you are. And some of these tags and labels were actually nailed into the tree. So if you're a botanical garden, loving plants, then why would you segregate them first of all, force them to be in a certain situation, and then you're going to nail, a tag name to them? That's like someone like branding your forehead. So that made me even sadder, and I was walking around, and then they had this kind of very nice little indoor temple thing happening where they had other plants that needed to be warmer. And a lot of those plants were literally out in these plastic pots, and I could feel those plants, and they were all really, really sad because they're in a botanical garden indoors in a very beautiful situation, but they didn't even get a bed. They had these plastic very small pots. They wanted space to stretch their roots and feel earth, and at least the poor imprisoned trees and plants outside of the walls, they could at least touch earth, their mother earth. They were not connected to their mother anymore. There's like chopping off the umbilical cord, and plants want to be connected. They want to be connected. So that was really a hard experience for me, being at that garden. I hadn't been in a botanical garden since I was a teenager, and this was earlier this year. And it was really sad. I felt so sad. It was going to a zoo of plants and animals, of plants and trees, and it was sad. So I was like, wow, I'm so sensitive. I can't even go and spend time in a botanical garden anymore. Maybe we can think about when we're making our gardens and prepping our gardens, maybe we can ask the plants where they want to be. As we tune in more and talk to nature, we can ask them, plant, would you like to be on the left, on the right, in the sun, in the shade? Would you like to be under this tree? And let them kind of choose where they want to be and harmonize that way instead of forcing our wants and needs upon these beautiful beings that are only here to help us because they're here giving us oxygen and clean oxygen and good energy. They're giving us unconditional love no matter what we do to them. So it would just be really nice if we could somehow give that type of love back to them, right? I mean, a lot of times right now when I go into parks and different places, I cry because I feel the plants, I feel the trees. Sometimes I'm in the city and there's a most beautiful tree, and then they've cemented this tree in and totally blockaded it, and I can feel the soul of the tree. It just can't grow anymore, and it's just cutting off all its life force and energy force. Sometimes there are certain trees that just, I don't know, they're literally there supporting other trees. I was in Australia, Melbourne. There's the most magnificent tree, and it was speaking to me and asked me to pick up the rubbish around its roots, so I did so, and it spoke to me, and it was holding its frequency so high, not even just for us humans, but for the trees around it, because the trees around it were being, you know, they weren't strong enough to be in the city in that pollution. So it was not only, it was like trying to heal those trees as well. It was like a grandmother tree. And these are things we got to start thinking about. And as we become more sensitive, I think we'll feel it more and more, so that it isn't even, there's no question about it. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share. Let us give love to nature as we would our own children, okay? Because we are mothers and nature's children. We are. So let's give respect to our parents. Okay, thank you. Thank you to the guys who are watching this. I know these videos aren't for everybody, and I'm happy that at least somebody's watching them, and I'm sure Mother Nature would tell you the same. Okay, mwah. Bye. Thanks.